Let's go to Josh. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Josh.
Yeah, unfortunately that couldn't get any worse until I heard another Arsenal fan called Josh saying that he'd rather Tottenham win a trophy than just watch Man United do it again.
Yeah,
But,
weird one, that, mate.
It's
a weird one.
Let's not talk about that. I was watching the game and I agreed with the first corner. Arteta out, and he's just is that
not a knee-jerk reaction, Josh? Is that not knee-jerk?
Yeah, it was, but then when I thought about it, at least next season, going forward, if he's our manager, Odegaard can't be the captain of the squad. No way.
I don't know.
Getting rid of a manager, I'd say, it's only half a job. Right?
He's got to start making decisions that we've all said that he's learning on the job and this and that for the last couple of years. So you've got to show what he's learning and make these decisions as the manager. If the player's not performing, Odegaard is not the manager, captain of our squad. No way.
Yeah, he started pretty well as Arsenal did, but
being accountable for the mistakes they're making on the field instead, like to get that message across. No,
listen. I look in the dressing room. He's the captain. It ain't going to change, guys. You're not. Let me tell you now. I will be amazed. I will be amazed.
Next season, and
Arteta's not going to take the captaincy off Odegaard and give it to Declan Rice. He's not going to do it, guys. He's not going to do it.
No, he's not going to. No.
What?
I think while he's been manager of the squad and seen from how the squad's going to perform, it's got to be. He did it with Aubameyang as soon as he signed.
Yeah, because he didn't want Aubameyang. He didn't want Aubameyang. He wanted him out. He wanted to move them players on. Odegaard's one of his big players. I know. I get it. He hasn't had a great season, but Odegaard's a massive part of what Arsenal do.
Odegaard's in the squad, and I think he'd play better with that, without that on his head.
No, I disagree, mate. I disagree with that. He's a leader. He wants to be. He's the captain. You've brought in Declan Rice, and all right, he's got captain material about him. I understand it. You don't do that to a player who's at your football club.
Make the substitution of bring Ranieri on and playing as a false number 9 instead of Odegaard. And when we bring Ben White on Calafiori, 15 minutes to go.
I mean, I've said this at the risk of repeating myself. I felt that he could have done something similar, or bring Lewis Skelly on and certainly move Lewis Skelly into that central midfield role first leg and push Declan Rice on.
The first leg, he messed it up.
Yeah, the first leg,
he didn't make any changes. He messed it up in the first leg. Tonight was always going to be tough.
I mean, the bringing off Martinelli and bringing on Trossard had a hand in the goal. Yeah. You can make a very good case to say that was the goal that they needed 10 minutes earlier. In all honesty, but the subs that he has made, Timber for White, Calafiori for Lewis Skelly, just trying to get back into a game. They're not. You don't go, oh my gosh, see what he's done there. Is it? They're not.
It's like for like.
Yeah.
I feel like you're like.
No,
You're Arteta out.
I'm not Arteta out. I'm just saying I understand where the fans are coming from. He's been there 5 years now, and they keep threatening. They keep lifting their skirt and showing some leg, and they don't. All fart and no poo. That's what they are. They look like they're going to. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. That's what they are. That's what they are, though, aren't they?
You're calling them all fart and no poo.
Well, they have been. They are. They threaten, and it's that was disappointing. They are a little bit like that, aren't they? Don't you think? I mean, it's over the two legs, mate.
Come on, lads. This is our fault.
It's not our fault.
It's our fault.
No, but I understand. Next thing, I'm not saying get rid of him. What I am saying is that Arteta, if he is going to get Arsenal over the line, there are frailties in this squad. There are holes in this squad that need to be. And the centre forward is one of those. The centre forward. They went out and spent £100 million on Declan Rice, right? What a signing he's been. They need to go and do that up top. They need a Declan Rice type of signing up top. That's what they need.
Okay. All right, let's go to Kieran. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Kieran.
Hi, lads.
How are you, mate? How you feeling?
Kieran.
Unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, boys.
Keeps crumbling, though, doesn't it? That's the problem.
You're eating apple crumble, every season.
You've got crumbs on your lap again.
Honestly, you're on the menu.
I agree with you, what you've been saying so far. But then you've got to take into account that, we sold a lot of our depth in the summer and it wasn't replenished. And then I was saying it before when Smith Rowe left, I was saying something's going to happen to Odegaard. It's just the way it'll go now. Mm-hmm. He ended up getting injured, and then we were out of midfielder. Mm-hmm. And he's one of our, like you're saying, he's one of our best players. You've got these people saying strip him of the captaincy. they're all nutters. And you've got these people saying Arteta out as well. They're all nutters as well. Because the question is, you take Arteta out and who do you bring in?
Well, there's always someone out there.
I don't see anyone who could do a better job than him at the minute. And you say he's been in the job for 5 years. They've not been challenging for the title for 5 years. No, he took us over when we were in the pits.
Yeah.
Like, his first squad he had against Bournemouth, back line was Bukayo Saka, David Luiz, might have been Socrates, and then Ainsley Maitland-Niles. That's 2 midfielders playing fullback. He had
good team, that. It's a good team.
Exactly.
No, but he's built a side up, and you've come close, and you're knocking on the door. You keep fluffing your lines. You keep coming up short.
Maybe it's just not good enough yet.
Say it?
Maybe it's just not good enough yet.
Oh, there is definitely that. That's what I'm saying. Give him the tools now.
Do you know what I mean? You got Marino. Like, I'm just trying to be a little bit realistic here. You know, like you got Marino playing up front.
Yeah. You know, this year I'd say we've been dealt a bad hand. You know, you had Saka injured for ages, you had Odegaard injured for ages. We've just lost Gabriel. You know, it can't get any worse than this. But it can't, can it? Because you look at the bench, and we had, like you say, Calafiori and White come on.
Yep.
Who else is there to sort of, you know, light the spark?
Well, and Yeri is the obvious choice to give you something a little bit different. That's the obvious choice, isn't it?
But you look at their bench, and they've got, you know, and I'm not saying it's our fault because we haven't replenished the depth that we all sold in the summer, but you've got to look at it and think, you know, we're playing with the hand we've been dealt, and it's...
Kieran?
Yes?
You all right?
Hello?
You okay?
It's a bit emotional, mate.
Oh, he's a killer. Yeah, the violin's
you know,
a killer.
on our point of view, you'll see all over social media these people cussing out Arteta, and all. You're not going to get that from me. And the reason being, I wouldn't be being sincere, because I'm so proud of these boys and what they've achieved with, like you keep saying, a defensive midfielder up front. Do you know what I mean? If that's anybody else.
What have you achieved, though?
Well, that's yet to come, Jamie.
You said you're proud of what they've achieved.
Well, how far we've gotten, yeah. We've gotten to, like someone was saying earlier, we've gotten to a semi-final. That's the 3rd time we've done it in our history.
Wow. How proud are you of them?
Very, yeah. You just got to look at, like you keep saying, in the summer, you know, we've got to get an out-and-out striker. We haven't had an out-and-out striker since Lacazette or Aubameyang, someone who's hungry for goals. Because Havertz is a great player, but he's not a striker.
Right.
You know.
All right, listen, Kier, top man, mate. Thanks for your call. Keep your calls coming in. Arsenal fans want to hear from you. 03717 223344. We're going to build up to the big game tomorrow night as well. Spurs who face Bodo Glimt live on talkSPORT. Keep your calls coming in though. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18+. Be gambling all.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.